In the beginning, there was no time. Time is nothing but the measure of the movements of objects in space, and as any fool, mystic or scientist knows, in the beginning there were no objects. In the beginning there was a nothingness, empty of all matter, but full of possibilities, like our own minds. And mystics say that the cosmos began when the great cosmic mind began to reflect on himself. He had it in mind to create a race of beings rather like himself. If you had been there, you might have been able to see wave after wave of thoughts emanating from the mind of God. And in the same way that over vast, unimaginable stretches of time, wave after wave dashing on the seashore smooth pebbles, so wave after wave coming out of the mind of God fashioned the first matter. And if you were able to look more closely, you might see that these waves emanating from the mind of God were actually made up of millions of angels. Angels are the thoughts of the great cosmic mind. One of the great waves was made up of a glittering order of angels that the Bible calls the powers that be. These powers work together to create the race of beings that God has in mind. This race of beings would be able to enjoy free will and could think freely and choose who they wanted to love. The powers that be arranged themselves around the earth and were known to the ancient peoples as the gods of the solar system. The pattern that the powers that be made in the sky would help shape humanity and give humanity faculties that are unique in the cosmos. Because the moon reflects the light of the sun, for example, we too have the power to reflect, to think. So it was that matter was precipitated from the great cosmic mind, but it didn't happen all at once, and for a long time forms were more fluid and morphed, and there were giants and dwarves and monsters, and men walked with gods and angels and spirits. These are the times remembered in the early passages in the Bible and in the sacred myths of all religions. Then over time, animals and men and women became fixed in the forms we know today. And as humanity moved into what we call the historical times, matter hardened and became so dense that people could no longer see the gods and angels and spirits, except sometimes in dreams and visions. The gods and angels still maintain the material universe, and though we may not be aware of it, they also guide us to the great moments in our lives, the great turning points, when we must decide what to think, what to do, and who to love. I am moved to desire by Venus, and when Saturn returns, I am sorely tested. And day by day, the angels come to us and cry, "Awake, awake."